I remember reading early on in my self-improvement journey that if you commit to an action every single day for 21 days, that you'll be well on your way for having that action become a habit. And in some ways, that's exactly how I feel. This is day number 21 of this podcast a day challenge. And while the 28-day rule may have become a little bit outdated, I really do feel like I am well on my way to developing the belief that I can see this through all the way through the next 12 months. In today's episode, I want to take a moment to reflect on where I have come over the last 3 weeks and the progress that I've been able to make so far. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Paul Heron, and this is the From Zero to Marketing Hero podcast, a year-long journey of creating and posting a podcast every single day with the aim of documenting my journey to finally uncovering the secrets of marketing and finding my recipe to attract my perfect ideal client into my world. So here we are, 3 weeks on. Straight off the bat, I have to say that the prospect of turning up every day and posting every single day for a year isn't as daunting as what it was 3 weeks ago. Before I started, I had no idea how this was going to go. No idea what I was capable of in terms of carving out time and putting these podcasts together, how the creative process would go in terms of coming up with different ideas. But I now find myself in almost like a bit of a flow. I'm super excited about the upcoming week or the weeks that are coming up. A huge part of this journey for me is talking with interesting people about their own journeys and teasing out some of the lessons that have been so valuable for them in creating success in their business. And this week will be the start of both recording those interviews and scheduling and posting those interviews. I hope to have my first interview live up as one of the episodes later on this week, which is hugely exciting for me. But as I said, I want to spend a little bit of time today just reflecting or taking a moment just to stand back and reflect at what I have actually been able to achieve over the past 3 weeks. So first and foremost, it really was about just getting started and seeing whether I had the body to follow through on this ambitious task that I have taken on. And the answers are resounding yes. I've turned up 21 days in a row now and given myself the space to think about marketing, think about this podcast, and spend the appropriate amount of time thinking through how I want to approach this each day. And I have to say, I am so pleased with what I've been able to accomplish just in these first 3 weeks. So I just want to quickly share a couple of the milestones or the achievements that I specifically have been able to achieve. So I've uploaded over 4 hours of content or over 4 hours of podcasts in the last 3 weeks, which is just fantastic. I have then been able to book in and organize interviews with the first 3 guests that are going to be coming onto the show. So again, something that I didn't know how that process was going to go. I have been able to reach out and start conversations, and the first 3 guests that I'm going to bring onto this show, I've got locked in the calendar, which is just a fantastic achievement. I've also had 2 hosts of other podcasts reach out and make inquiries about me coming on their show, which is an element that I hadn't actually considered at this early stage. But it's another fantastic opportunity for me to be able to be on the other side of these interviews and share my story about the journey that I have tackled and embarked on over the last 5 or 6 years, the journey that I've started over the last 3 weeks. So I'm really excited about the prospect of that coming to fruition and being able to share my story on various different podcasts as well. I've also started a Facebook group, which at the moment has 46 members, which again, it's a brand new group, which I hope will form a core of the conversations or the ability to be able to bring people together and share best practices and grow together. It's a fantastic achievement for me to be able to have at least done the basics of setting up that group, which is something I'm really grateful for. In the last 3 weeks, I've had actually about 500 plus views on YouTube, which is awesome. I know this is a podcast, but particularly in the first week and at least 1 episode per week, I plan to ensure that I do record and upload to YouTube. And, it's been fantastic. I've seen my subscribers increase by 18 over that 3-week period as well, which is fantastic. I've gone past my first 50 subscribers on YouTube, which again, something that's fantastic to see. And then there's the podcast itself. I have had over 100 downloads of the podcast, which is awesome. I'm not sure of the full statistics because I can't, and I haven't even figured out how to go in and measure this. But I know on Spotify, for example, I do have 5 subscribers on there, which is such a fantastic start to this journey for me. And most importantly, I feel fantastic about this process so far. As I mentioned earlier, I had no idea how I would be tackling this and taking this on. It was completely unknown. I literally was jumping in the deep end. And now 3 weeks later, being able to go through this 21 days in a row, I've found myself getting into a bit of a rhythm, which is fantastic. I mentioned in yesterday's episode that there is a little bit of work to go to get the balance right, finding out how to fine tune some of this and allow it to fit into the rest of my business and my life. But again, it's something I'm feeling good about, and I'm excited at the prospect of making those fine adjustments, which is fantastic. Now, this conversation today really is allowing myself just to have a moment to take a little bit of time to reflect and to be able to notice some of this progress. My mind is already racing to, okay, what's next? What is it that I want to be able to do next? I've spoken about this podcast being a core element in terms of the longer form content creation, but my mind's already racing to, all right, how can I get more people becoming aware of this? How can I promote this in a more effective way, or in a way? I have been putting the odd social media post up on my social accounts, but I haven't really approached the promotion of this with any form of strategy at all just yet. So that's probably something I do want to focus on. I want to have a look at how I can start to use some of the material that I'm creating through this longer form content creation, repurpose some of that and have that be available as shorts and the like that can start to be used for that promotion purpose. And I also want to just keep making sure that I do come back regularly to the strategy and how all these pieces are going to fit together to build momentum towards something that is going to start making some inroads into that longer term objective I have, which I guess remains starting conversations with my perfect ideal client. Now that's very much a high level target or goal, I guess, but I just want to make sure that I keep coming back to that target and make sure that the efforts that I'm putting into developing the skills that I'm working on are efforts that are going to take me directly towards that target. So that might be my focus for this week, I think. So there you have it. 3 weeks in, 21 days down, the foundations of a habit that I am going to see through for the next 12 months. I'm feeling fantastic about this. I feel optimistic that this is the perfect thing for me to be doing right now, which is fantastic. The ability to be able to reflect, take a moment to stand back a little bit and reflect and see some of the progress that I've been able to make is huge. And to be able to use that to healthily reflect on the upcoming week and to think through what my next steps are going to be over the coming week is huge. So all in all, I just wanted to share this update. I'm feeling fantastic about this. I'm really proud of myself to be able to be here 3 weeks in, feeling fantastic and fully committed to seeing this challenge through. And I just become even more excited by the day on the prospect of what's possible throughout this journey. So I'll leave it there for now. If anyone has any comments, questions, anything they would like to add at all, please reach out and let me know. You can do that either by reaching out directly personally. You can head over to my website, paulheronlifecoaching.com. There's various different ways you can contact me there. There's a link to join the Facebook group, as well as information on the podcast, including how you can get involved, reach out to get involved and join the show as a guest. So until tomorrow, bye for now.